flowing Dutchman, yeah, the flowing Dutchman. I'm Mr. Beverman, I be the flowing Dutchman. Yeah, shuffle on the production. Like this, yeah, the flowing Dutchman, yeah.
Boom! Welcome to the Onnit 10lbs Mace review. For those of you who don't know, I'm Harbert. I own a company that's called Functional Heartbeats, and I teach mace workshops all over the world. I also have online courses to teach with this specific mace. So I've been doing this for quite a while, and I just thought, well, I got a few questions about which mace should I buy, which mace is the best, which diameter, what is the length, even people that want to make their own gadas, but this video is not about that. It's just specifically about the Onnit mace, because when we're talking about a mace, we could call it a mace bell, a steel mace, they're almost all the same. Although there are many companies that sell them, and there are also different kinds of maces you can buy, even though the weight might be the same. Now for the Onnit mace, it's 10 pounds. So it's not 10 kilograms, as most people who are newbies to the mace think. 10 pounds. And 10 pounds might sound a lot. Well, no, it might sound very little. But it's actually quite a lot of weight, because almost all of the weight is inside the head of the mace. So a good mace, you can tell if you honk on the handle, you can tell it's hollow. So most of the weight is actually here. So it depends on where you hold it, how heavy it becomes. And what's important with this diameter of the Onnit mace is that it's quite thick. I also brought my LifeMax mace, and it's over here. This is a European mace, and that is a difference from the American maces. So this one is LifeMax, and it's actually much smaller in diameter than, well, you can see it, yeah, I think you can. It's about 2 inches. I'm not too much of an inch guy, but you know, the length is the same, even though the weight is a little different, because in Europe we have 4 kilograms, 6 kilograms, and then 8 kilograms, and in the USA they tend to go for 10 pounds, 15 pounds, and then 20 pounds, which is roughly 4.5 kilograms, 6.7 or 8, and then up from there. So the weight difference is actually only 1.5 kilogram. Now I actually weighted mine, the mace, and it said 4.7 kilograms, which is a little over 10 pounds. So the fact that it feels a lot heavier than my LifeMax mace is actually true, because it's almost 0.7 kilograms heavier. So in mace world, that's already quite a bit. So it does feel more, as it has more body than my other mace. So that's why I like the Onnit mace a lot. Now this one is quite new. I got it from my last America trip, so you can still hear the knurling, right? Especially with a new mace, that's so good. You can still feel, you know, how it, you can hear the sound. Boom! Now with my other mace, it has the same, just a little bit more, you know, just a little lighter, man. This sounds better. But for me, you know, I talk about Onnit maces, but they're actually pretty difficult to get. If you want to get one in Europe, you have to pay like large amounts of shipping costs, and I don't like that. So I actually brought one. One I got from my coach Leo, and then the other one on my last trip I bought one, and I brought it in my big bag. So if you're European and you're thinking like, oh, I want to get an Onnit mace, sure, but you have to pay almost 3 times the price if you include this shipping sale, so it's not very much of a good deal. So then I would definitely go for the other maces. But if you live in the US, I also tried the other maces over there. So before, Onnit was the only one with this diameter and this length, or the length was probably the same, but at least this diameter. And recently, almost all companies, I won't name them right now, have also introduced the same diameter and the same, well, exactly the same mace as Onnit has. And I've tried them. And you would say, you know, it's steel, it has knurling, it's the same weight, what is the difference? Well, there is a difference because the coating on this one is so much more smooth. So with the other ones, I just felt like my hands were sticky, and it just even it felt a little bit less balanced. So whenever you do a 360, you know, when you're holding it like this, it just feels less good. Oh, this feels so good. Just a few swings. I'm acknowledging the beautiful weather and the beautiful swings. So even if you're living in America and you're like, oh, those maces might be a little more expensive, or you know, the other ones are sold out, so I have to get another one and it's exactly the same. It's not exactly the same. And the coating is also important, because I've had some maces that the coating just goes away in like 1 month. And it's already, you see the bare steel, and then when it hits water it starts to rust. And with this one, you know, I don't have any injuries with it left. You can see it on the head a little bit, you know, shiny, but you know, you put it on the head, so that's very normal. And I'm also quite, you know, I take care of this thing, because I have another Onnit mace. I didn't bring it this time, but that mace actually has more damage, and eventually it will damage, but a lot less than the other maces. So if you want to get my review on the Onnit mace, if you are able to get it, get one. Really, get one. It's the best mace I've tried in this weight category. Now, the more you go up in weight, most handles will become the same diameter, and you know, the sliding, you will probably do less of them. You will probably do more of the 360 stick kind of style, and then this mace isn't that well, it doesn't add that much benefit to it. But for the lighter ones, and especially the 10-pound, this is your mace to get. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, click on the bell for some extra notifications, and I'll see you in the next video.